Whakatakatahau ki te uru, whakatakatahau ki te tonga, kia mā kene ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi aki ana te atakura, he tilt, he hoka, he hauhu, ti hei Māori ora. Kia ora koutou. And up there. So what I would like to talk about and get into is the cultural appropriation within art at King Street Artworks and how we can apply that so that our artists are not misappropriating Māori culture and their imagery. So it's taken me a while to think about that and how we were going to get into that, and mainly I thought by learning how to do Kōwhaiwhai painting, which is a design that goes on your paraparapa and also on the eke in your marae as the ribs, and they're normally black and white and they are normally made from nature, so the designs come from nature. Started off with that anyway, and we interpret it quite differently these days. So for people to understand Māori culture and their artwork, it's a nice way to start off and an easier way to approach it, I suppose. So we're also doing stencils as well. But to first start off with a Koru, and a Koru pattern originally comes from the stem of a fern, and I've drawn one that I can show you here. It's just the way I draw it, it's not so much any other way. So there's your fern stem, which is the beginning of a Koru. So that's the beginning of life. It could also be the placenta, it also can be travelling around the world, it also can be a wave. So there's several ways of teaching it. You can start by just going from the centre, going around and out. I'm sorry, I'm using the pen. And so there's your koru. You can also do it by, I'm just doing the dotted line and do a cross, and then start from the centre, coming out, and every time going further and further out around that, and then coming down. And so that's your first design of a koru. But then to make it the next step for a koru is that you go from the centre the opposite way, coming out halfway and then going backwards around, so then you get the negative and positive shape of a koru. So that's the beginning of that. So that's one of the first easy steps that you can do to understand Kōwhaiwhai. But there's plenty of others. I just want to show some of the drawings I did. They're not the most perfect, but it's for people to understand that there's a lot of work that goes into redrawing Kōwhaiwhai patterns for myself. Sorry, you're getting to see pictures, but there's this one here, and it's called, what have I got down there? Koru. But yeah, as you can tell, I've graphed it. Underneath there's plenty of more lines, but then you just see how your koru shape, these ones here, even these ones have extended. The next one is, and this one, this is kōrere, and kōrere is using this shape here of the koru going up and out. And then I've also put the mangopare, which is the hammerhead shark, and that's just the tip of the hammerhead shark there. But anyway, and then you've got going on, blah, blah, blah. That's another hammerhead shark where you've got its head, but it's also being protective of kōruru in there. And then this is his body going on. Also, that's just another tattoo. But that's about it. But then you can go into, if you want to get really fancy, like I do sometimes with your own work, you can go into doing things like this. And so this one is kind of drawing that you can do and putting the Koru pattern in there. This one is called pūhoro, which pūhoro is from Te Arawa, and it was originally done as a tāmoko on some male's legs, and a priest fell in love with it so much that he asked if he could turn it into a glass window. I'm wanting to do it in clay, and so I'm wanting to do a gourd, a hue, and then carve into the hue. So that's one of mine out of the box of doing a koru to start with. And so I think for the for artists who come from overseas, especially here at King Street, and we have a few that want to interpret Māori art with their own culture and what they do, we just started off with a simple Koru pattern, and then we're going to build that up over the weeks. So kia ora, that's enough for today.